Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Freehold Regional High School Virtual College Fair. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to note. First, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to submit those through the Q&A button to type in your questions at any time to the presenters. They are there, ready and available to answer your questions. Your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and your video is off. The panelists can't see or hear you. This is one of many college presentations being offered tonight, so feel free to sign up for more sessions at the same place where you registered for this one. And lastly, all sessions are being recorded and will be available early next week. All sessions are available at strivescan.com/FRHSD. Then we'll go ahead and get started, and I'll kick it off to our first representative at Roanoke College.
Hi, everyone. My name's Elise Bennett. I'm the Senior Associate Director of Admission at Roanoke College, and I'm also a proud Roanoke College graduate, so happy to be with you today. I want to start off by just telling you that at Roanoke, we're all about helping students find their purpose in life, finding a career that you love, and so we do that in an undergraduate setting here at Roanoke. So our students are all working on their bachelor's degrees. There's no graduate school students on our campus. So our student body is pretty young, and because of that, it's a lively place. And I love that we're sort of helping them sort of chart their course in life. So that's really what we do best. One of the things that you should know about Roanoke is that we're in a fabulous location. We're in a small city of 26,000, and then we have two medium-sized cities of 100,000 on either side of us. And so the total population of our valley is 300,000. So you're just 10 minutes from the airport, about 12 minutes to downtown Roanoke. So that top picture you see is of our downtown. It has wonderful museums and lots of shopping, lots of live music, outdoors especially. We've got some outdoor concert venues. There's an Amtrak station in downtown Roanoke. So really easy to get up and down the East Coast. New Jersey students at Roanoke, actually, New Jersey is one of our fourth highest states represented. So we get a lot of students from New Jersey. So they're easily able to get home through the airport. We also allow freshmen to have cars, so it's easy to get back and forth. But you'll find just a wonderful sort of backdrop as well. We're in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, which is incredibly beautiful. We are a little over 2,000 students, all undergraduate. And you'll see that we have a number of states and different countries represented on our campus. On a typical year, about half of our students are from Virginia, half of our students are from out of state. That changed a little bit with the pandemic, but it's looking like it's going to be a little more typical this fall. So we're excited about that. We love to have students from all over the country and all over the world. We do have a really wonderful residential campus. We guarantee campus housing for all 4 years. And our average class size at Roanoke is just 18 students. And we have a 1:13 faculty to student ratio. And so that means you're going to get to know your professors, they're going to get to know you and help guide you along the way. We have 50 different majors and 69 minors and concentrations. In fact, this list just got longer. We just added a new concentration in theology and a new concentration in public policy. We have new majors in education, data analysis, and 16 new majors in education. We're known and nationally ranked by the Princeton Review for business, finance, psychology, and computer science. We also have a wonderful health and exercise science program, lots of pre-professional health areas. So if you're thinking pre-med, pre-vet, pre-dentistry, pre-pharmacy, those are all really strong areas for us as well. I came to Roanoke for the history department because Virginia is a great place to study history. We are known for a really kind of cool curriculum. It's a topics-based core. So instead of taking 101 classes, you get to pick topics and areas you're really interested in. And so our students love this. It's really been a game changer since we introduced this on our campus about 8 years ago. And you'll find only a third of the colleges in the country have this topics-based core. A lot of schools are still offering the standard 101 curriculum where you're taking Writing 101, Biology 101, Statistics 101. So we did away with that sort of standard core and introduced a new model that I think is really exciting. We guarantee that all of our students, 100%, are going to have real world experiences. So you'll find that these 5 categories are things that we're going to make sure that you have before you leave us, so that we can help build your resume, but also so that you can really develop as a person. Roanoke is really committed to making sure our students have jobs and graduate school placement once they leave us. 95% of our seniors within 6 months have a job or graduate school placement. You can see on the screen all of the wonderful places where our students work and go to graduate school. And we do have a competitive honors program as well. We have a very lively campus because our campus is young. Typically, our students are between the ages of 17 and 23, coming right out of high school. Just a lot of student activities. There's over 112 student clubs and organizations, 22 varsity sports. The newest one is men's wrestling that we introduced for this fall. And we just started an esports program, but lots of things to be involved in. We're really committed to financial aid opportunities for our students. So you'll see that every student admitted to Roanoke automatically receives a merit scholarship between $20,000 and $29,000 annually. We give a visit grant if you do an in-person or virtual visit. We also have fellowships for students. There's 14 different fellowships ranging from research to global engagement to campus recreation to student activities, entrepreneurship, just to name a few. And then we also have an honors program, and students do get a grant for being involved there. There are fine arts scholarships. We give scholarships just for filing for financial aid, filing the FAFSA. And you'll find that we're very generous with our financial aid packages. In terms of admission, our average student at Roanoke has a 3.6 high school GPA. And we do have early action, early decision, early action 2, and regular decision. So you can apply with the common application or the Roanoke College application. And should you want to reach out, feel free to contact me. You can see my contact information on the screen in front of you, but we hope you'll visit campus. We do have in-person visits Monday through Saturday. Take care. Thanks for sticking with me. Bye-bye.
Awesome, thank you. The next representative is from Madison University.
Oh, I forgot to share my screen. Hello, everyone. My name is Trent Pace. I work at Madison University. I have been working in the admission office for almost 3 years. I'm finishing up my 2nd cycle right now. I'm a graduate of Jmu too as well. My undergraduate degree was in organizational communication with a minor in human resource development. And I also just finished up my master's degree back in 2019 as well. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm so excited to talk to you about Madison University. It is located in Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you have not already done so, please scan the QR code in the bottom right corner to join our mailing list. As you'll see tonight, our focus here at JMU is on the undergraduate experience. We have unique opportunities reserved for undergrads. Our academic and student life support is designed for undergraduate students, and our students receive individualized attention from their faculty members as our professors' true passion is teaching and educating students. So let's get you acquainted with us a little bit more. We are a public state school with a total enrollment of approximately 22,000 students, 20,000 of which are undergraduates. Despite our large student body, we definitely maintain a strong sense of community and a small school feel. This is evidenced by our small class size, which averages about 25 students. In fact, only 12% of our classes have more than 50 students. Additionally, 98% of our classes are taught by professors as opposed to graduate assistants or teaching assistants. We recognize that college is an investment. And I repeat that, it is an investment. So we have you learning from the experts in your courses. We have plenty of support here at JMU, academic or otherwise. And if you have any questions on specifics, drop them in the question and answer, and I will address them at the end of the presentation. We also have a Division I varsity sports team here at JMU. Game days are just so exciting and the school spirit here is unparalleled. That's why we are the #1 most recommended school by our students. I also think that is why we have such a high freshman retention rate at 89%, almost 10 points above the national average. So what you see right here is our admission requirements in terms of what we are looking for. So we want to see mostly A's and B's within your core academic classes, a rigor of your curriculum, and your core academic classes of what I'm referring to is your math, your social science, science, English, and your foreign language classes. We have 2 deadlines. Our early action deadline is November 1st, and our regular decision deadline is January 15th. So it does not matter what deadline you do, it just depends on who you are as an individual in terms of if you're ready to submit your materials. Also, we are a test optional school. So when I mean optional, it is not required for you to send in your SAT or ACTs if you choose to do so. And if you have any other questions about admission requirements too as well, please let me know as well. I'm just doing a quick brief overview of it. JMU also offers 164 undergraduate academic programs that are organized in several colleges. Much of the learning here takes place across different academic disciplines in an environment of innovation and collaboration. Also, many of our students choose to double major or have a major and a minor, or even 2 minors if you can handle that. In addition to their major, all JMU students complete a common core of classes that we call general education courses. Students take 41 credit hours of general education classes. Also, if you're unsure of what you like to study, our undeclared students are supported by our academic advising office and have until the beginning of their sophomore year to declare your major. So if you are not for sure what you want to major in, that is totally fine. As I said before, most of our students do come in undeclared. As I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we are located right off of Interstate 81 in Harrisonburg, Virginia, which is in the beautiful Shenandoah Valley. To give you some perspective, Harrisonburg is 2 hours from both Richmond, Virginia and Washington, D.C. There is an abundance of outdoor adventure opportunities in this area, and our students thoroughly enjoy taking advantage of all that is offered. When you do have the chance to come to campus, which you can as well, make sure you don't miss out on the great food our downtown has to offer. And the food is also amazing on campus too as well. There are so many great restaurants and a variety of cuisines available to choose from. So I'll give you a few options of what you can choose from to eat. We have Qdoba on campus, Steak and Shake, 2 Chick-fil-A's, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts. We're opening up a Panera Bread this upcoming fall of 2021. Our goal is to open up to full capacity, which we are in fall 2021, according to the president of the university. If you would like to visit our campus, feel free to do so too as well. You'll notice my contact information at the top of this page. Please screenshot this, take a picture, write this down, whatever you need to do to have this available to you. I am here to be a resource for you. So I hope you'll take advantage and reach out with any questions, comments, or concerns that you might have. If you did not get a chance to join the mailing list at the beginning of this presentation, please do so too as well. Thank you so much. And I also encourage you to sign up for our virtual visit at jmu.edu/visit. Thank you again.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Just a friendly reminder that if anyone has any questions at all, to feel free to submit those through the Q&A. Our representatives are here to answer any questions that you have. And if you have a specific question, to also note the school name. The next representative is from Regent University.
Hi, y'all. My name is Mackenzie. I just want to share a little bit with you about who we are as Regent University. So to start off, Regent University is a 4-year nonprofit Christian university, and we are located in beautiful Virginia Beach, Virginia. We do have our online programs as well as our brick and mortar campus. We have over 11,000 students at Regent, but 4,400 of them are our undergraduate students. And these students are either taking classes online, they're living on campus, or they commute from our local area. Our student population does represent all 50 states, 90 countries, and 40 denominations, so you can definitely say we have quite a diverse population. Here on the screen, you will see our average test scores and GPA. At Regent, we do look at the student holistically, and what this means is we look beyond your transcripts and SAT scores. We will take into account your extracurricular activities, the difficulty of the classes that you're taking, and other information that you submit with your application, like a job that you are currently working. You'll also see the average SAT and ACT scores listed on this slide, but keep in mind that we are test optional this year like many schools, but we do encourage you, if you have taken your test and you want to submit your scores, do so for a possibility to receive merit-based scholarships. So for 9 years in a row, we have been awarded the best online bachelor's program in Virginia, and we are super excited about this because although we may be a smaller university, we do compete against larger universities when it comes to this accolade in which we have achieved. This is a huge benefit as well for our students now more than ever in this virtual world that we are living in. We are an award-winning regionally accredited university, which is that highest level of accreditation which a university can achieve. And we have achieved this for over 40 years now. And we also pride ourselves on developing a comprehensive curriculum for which we are only one of only 23 universities in the country to receive what we call an A rating. You'll also see on here that 90% of our full-time faculty hold the highest degree in their discipline, and many of them are still actively working in the field in which they studied. So this gives you just real-world experience in the classroom as well. And then lastly, our student to faculty ratio is 17:1. This small classroom dynamic, it really allows our students to receive a very personalized instruction from our professors. And we love to say here at Regent, our students are never lost in a large lecture hall. But we do realize that figuring out your finances, it is a huge factor in which school you are going to choose. So at Regent, we are committed to making your education extremely affordable. We are ranked in the top 5% for most affordable private Christian universities in the nation. And the cost you see on the screen, it's across the board for all students. It doesn't matter if you are an in-state student or out-of-state student. We don't participate in out-of-state tuition. Over 85% of our undergraduate students, they will receive some sort of aid. We have a number of institutional opportunities as well, but we do encourage all of our students to fill out that FAFSA and take advantage of the federal aid that is available to you. And then on the bottom right of the screen, you will see our net price calculator. And this is just a really excellent resource for you, specifically to break down your costs based on your individual circumstances. And perhaps you are a student who prefers the flexibility of learning online on your own schedule. Tuition in this case is determined by course load. So full-time is considered 12 or more credit hours per semester. I do love to always say here at Regent, we are your one-stop shop when it comes to pursuing your education. We do offer over 135 different programs of study from associate's degree all the way through doctoral programs. For those students who do desire that more traditional classical approach, we do offer our Honors College. This is a new program in which we have. And it's a very collaborative environment. And by participating in the honors program, there's a lot of benefits like exclusive scholarships, extensive mentorship from faculty members, and you even get to register for classes first. But at Regent, we do offer our students many resources to ensure that you are successful, whether you live on campus, you commute, or you study online, and then even once you're an alumni of Regent. One of my favorite is our Office of Career and Talent Management. It's a really good opportunity for you to be able to perfect your resume, learn new tips about interviewing better to help you land that job, and then also find internships while you are in school. But we do understand your college experience involves every aspect of your life, and Regent offers many opportunities outside of the classroom. For example, we have over 55 student-led organizations, including Surf Club. We are very close to the beach, Moot Court. We do have an ABA law school on our campus. In our student activities board, we do offer 9 collegiate sports as well as club and intramural sports. And then fun fact, we are extremely military friendly, and what that means is we offer an extensive amount of military discounts because over 30% of our population is military affiliated in some way. So if you are interested in a military career, we do offer a lot of ROTC scholarships and programs as well. But then, like I mentioned, Regent is located in coastal Virginia Beach, only a short 20-minute drive from the boardwalk. And in the state of Virginia, there's over 38 state parks, 21 national parks, so it's a perfect place to go out and adventure over the weekends. We are also open for tours, and we would love for you to come check us out. If you're unable to join us on campus, we do have our virtual tour that you can definitely take advantage of. And then finally, if you would like to apply, we are waiving application fees. You would just need to call one of our admissions counselors at the number listed on the screen, and they can waive the application fee for you. But we are operating on a rolling admission, so it's not too late to apply for this upcoming fall. And I'll put my information in the chat and answer any questions that you may have. Thank you all so much. Have a good night.
Very helpful information. Thank you. Our last representative, but certainly not least, is from Virginia Commonwealth University.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Frame. I serve as the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admissions at Virginia Commonwealth University, located in beautiful Richmond, Virginia. So I'm going to share a little bit of information about the history behind VCU and who we are as an institution, and then give you a taste of Richmond, of VCU, and our application process. So Virginia Commonwealth University's history dates back to 1838. We were actually formed from a merger of two separate institutions, the Richmond Professionals Institute, or RPI, and the Medical College of Virginia. So from that merger in 1968, you get VCU as it is today. It provides for a really unique campus experience. So we have a lot of students that can get the traditional liberal arts college experience on our Monroe Park campus, but we also have a lot of students who get a medical college experience on our MCV campus, or the historic Medical College of Virginia campus. So it is a really unique institution, very dynamic. There's a lot of cool things that you can explore while you're a student here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Richmond first and introduce you to the area. So our Richmond community is an integral part of the VCU experience. We have over 150 plus community partnerships that are opportunities for students to do experiential learning within the community while they're a student here, but also so that our community can work with our VCU students. They love to work with our VCU students. That is something that they look forward to. So that's a great networking opportunity that you can take advantage of as a student here. In Richmond, we have over 8 Fortune 500 companies that call Richmond home. So everything from CarMax to Altria Health to Capital One. So the opportunities are endless when it comes to what you could do for internships or co-op experiences, or maybe even a clinical or research-based experience. We have a level 1 trauma center based in Virginia. So in the state of Virginia, we have that trauma center that you can get that clinical experience with. So if you're interested in a STEM or medical related field, you can do that here. Even though we do pride ourselves on our urban campus environment, we aren't that far away from any green spaces within the Richmond area as well. Within walking distance to our campus is the James River Park system. So if you want to get away from the classroom for the day and go hang out outside, you can do that at the James River Park system. Belle Isle is one of the popular areas with our students, but green spaces, trail running, you can go ride your bike. There's a lot of different things that you can do. Fun fact about Richmond, we are one of the only cities in the nation that has level class 4 whitewater rapids within city limits. So if you want to go whitewater rafting, surprise, you can actually do that in Richmond. But not just that, Richmond is centrally located to a lot of major areas. So we're 2 hours from our nation's capital in DC. We're 2 hours from the mountains and the beach, if that's something that you want to be a part of. But not just that, if you're missing home, we have our own regional or international airport that you can utilize to go away for the weekend or go away on trips or anything like that. So great opportunity that you can take advantage of while living in Richmond. Richmond itself is a very vibrant area. There's a lot of food festivals, arts festivals. It feels very young as a city. That's something that our students really enjoy while they're here on campus. Now, VCU is an institution. We have over 200 different academic programs that you can pick from that range from bachelor's programs to master's programs to doctoral programs. We also house a School of Medicine, School of Dentistry, School of Optometry. So if you're interested in a medical career, this is a great place to do your degree. Now, as an institutional size, we're just about 30,000 students total enrollment, 24,000 of which will be our undergraduate student population. Now, even though that does seem like a large size, large institution, we still maintain that small school feel. So we have an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and the average class size is about 27 students. So when you're thinking about your experience on campus, we have faculty that are dedicated to making it a personalized, individualized, and supportive experience. Our faculty, like I said, are wonderful. They love to work with our students love to work with them. And when you become part of the VCU network, you also get to tap into the VCU alumni that are spread throughout the city, as well as throughout the nation and the globe. Now, if you're wanting to apply to VCU, our application process is pretty simple. We're a Common App school, so you can utilize the Common App to submit your application. And we have two main deadlines that I tell students to pay attention to. Our November 1 is our scholarship deadline. That is a non-binding deadline, but you would want to apply by November 1st if you want to be considered for the most amount possible of our merit-based scholarships. If you want some more time to work on your application, then you would want to apply by January 15th, which is our regular decision deadline for freshman applicants. Now, we are rolling admissions in the sense that if you miss either of those deadlines, you can still apply and your application will be reviewed and considered on a space-by-space basis. But if you want the best possible chance at merit-based scholarships, or you want a timely decision, then you would definitely want to apply by either of the deadlines on the screen. If you apply by January 15th, you're guaranteed to hear back from us by April 1st. Now, we don't have a recommended GPA that you would need or test score. Our students, if you look at their profile, we pay attention to the middle 50% of our GPAs. So that means if you were to line up all of our students from last year's class, the middle 50% will fall between a 3.39 and a 4.06 weighted GPA. But that also means 25% fall above and 25% fall below that. We were test optional for this application cycle. A decision has not been made yet for fall 2022 applicants. So if you're interested in that, I'd recommend just paying attention to our website and look for our application, which will go live August 1st. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Our contact information is on the screen. We do have our phones that are open that you can call, as well as connecting with us via email. But thank you again, and I appreciate your attention.
Awesome, thank you. All great information shared by our presenters. We're still not done, so if you have any questions at all that come to mind, feel free to submit those through the Q&A, and our representatives are here to answer any questions that you have. And if you have a specific question, to also note the school name. And this time, we're going to go ahead and pivot into our Q&A portion of this session. And so I'll ask all the representatives if they can turn on their cameras to unmute themselves, and we'll go ahead and get started with the first question here, which is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? Again, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and get started in the same order in which you all presented it.
Great. So I would sort of give as advice to anyone going through the college search process to start off with building your list. And there's lots of great resources out there to help build your list. The College Board has a great search engine, but also it's great to listen to neighbors, to friends, schools that they maybe went to visit and thought were wonderful. I often have students who visit campus who say, my neighbor actually, their daughter looked at Roanoke last year, or my dentist went to Roanoke, or whatever it might be. So that's a great way, though you don't want to always be influenced by friends on the exact list that you pick. You have to think about what's sort of right for you. But start with sort of building that list, and then go visit those schools if you can. That's really important. And a lot of schools are opening back up now. I know it's been closed often through the pandemic, but get out there and try to go visit, because you'll get a sense of what sort of feels right.
So the best way, I feel like I'm all over the place in terms of how to answer that question. The college search process can definitely take a lot of time. And I think the best way to go about doing this is picking 3 or 4 schools that you might be interested in. One thing that I had to think about myself is, can I see myself walking across that stage in 4 years? I think that's something that you have to ask yourself that. Another thing I have to remind myself is, hey, go where you grow. I think that's another important thing during the college process. So if there is a major that a college has, then, and you can see yourself maybe expanding or learning more, or maybe bettering other people there, that could probably be the place for you. Like I said, not every place specifically will be, hey, this is where I need to be. But until you step foot on campus, or step foot virtually on campus, if you're still closed or whatever that might be, then it's nice to get that overall feeling if this is the place for me. So one thing to say during the college process is go where you grow, do your research, and also just continue to ask the questions that you might be afraid to ask, because that might be the answer that you might need to actually make the decision.
I would say it's okay to not know what you want to study. One of the biggest mistakes that you could actually make is choosing a degree that you don't want to study and study it for 2 years, and then you kind of realize, oh, I want to study something else, and that could kind of set you back. As counselors, our goal is to help you find an academic program that's going to help you achieve your academic goals. And if you don't know, that's okay. Don't kind of just make it up just because we're asking you. It's okay to say, I don't know, and take your general education classes and see what you're interested in. And then I can assure you by your second year of college, you'll probably know what your niche is. And it's okay not to know right now. We don't expect you to know either.
I would say in regards to the college search process, take your time, but start early. Start as soon as you can, because your senior year is going to be a whirlwind. You're going to have a lot thrown at you. You're trying to finish your high school diploma. You're taking probably some challenging coursework in your last year. And then you also have all of the different social things pulling you in different directions. So your last homecoming, prom, all those different things. So the sooner that you can start your college search process will help you organize where you want to apply and give you a lot of time to work on your materials. I see a lot of students who come to me and they're frantic because it's a week before the deadline and they want to know, how can I get this done as quickly as possible? I would say instead of putting that stress on yourself, start as early as you can, ask lots of questions, and get that ball rolling so that you are not feeling that pressure when it comes to applying.
Awesome. Thank you. Really great advice. It's always helpful to hear directly from those who work at the respective institutions to share advice. So always really helpful. The next question here is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? Again, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
One of my favorite traditions that we have at Roanoke is that when you're a new student, a freshman, you actually are presented during our induction ceremony with an engraved wooden pen, and you sign into the roll books that are kept in our college archives. 4 years later, during senior week, which is such a fun week, all of our seniors are invited up to the president's house, and they carve with a wood burner their name and their graduation year in his wooden bookshelves. So you sign in with a wooden pen. 4 years later, you leave your mark in our college president's house by carving in your name and your graduation year in his bookcase. And I just think it sort of bookends your education, the beginning and the end. And I love that you always sort of leave your mark here.
So one of my favorite traditions at JMU is definitely, if you come and visit, attend one of our football games. I love when we score a touchdown, we throw purple and yellow streamers up in the air. It's really awesome experience. Another thing too is that when we get a first down, I'm going to try to reenact this. If it's not good, I apologize. But every time we get a first down, we say JMU Dukes. So it's pretty cool when you come and visit. Another thing too, we hold doors for people. I know that is something that may not always be common nowadays, but if someone is walking behind you and you're trying to get to class really fast, we won't allow the door to hit you. We will actually hold the door open and make sure you come through the door too as well. So very nice hospitality. Some people say it feels like Disneyland when they come on campus. And there's a place on the quad where a lot of students love to hang out during the summertime when it's nice outside. And there's a place where you can stand at and you can say something out loud and you can hear the echo of your voice too as well, which is pretty cool. So that's a little bit about JMU.
One of my favorite traditions is the day before graduation, we do a commissioning ceremony. So for your individual school, the dean will actually pray over you, and they kind of, it's their way of just sending you out to be the Christian leader to change the world that we have kind of implemented throughout your education throughout the last 4 years. So it's one of my favorite things that happens on campus.
At VCU in our Student Commons Plaza, which is kind of like the main part of campus, the hub of campus, we have these giant, I mean, super tall bronze ram horn statues. And on the edge of the horns, there's like a little hole and you can speak into it. And the tradition is that when you're doing orientation, it's your first time on campus, you're supposed to go up to the horns and whisper in your wishes for your 4 years at VCU, and it's supposed to help it come true. So that's a big tradition that a lot of our students will do, is during orientation, they'll go and do that and kind of set their journey off on the right foot.
Great, thank you. Our next question here is, give an interesting or fun fact about your school.
All right. Oh, this is a hard one because there's a lot of things that I guess I could highlight. I'm going to go with this. You can thank a Roanoke grad for your ability to drink Coca-Cola. And that is because we have a Roanoke College graduate who was the inventor of the bottling system that started bottling Coca-Cola. That's a long, long time ago. And also, every time you write an address, you can thank a Roanoke grad for inventing the zip code system for the United States, which is just a kind of a crazy, fun little fact. So those are sort of some obscure ones. And every time you wear Puma athletic wear, you're supporting a Roanoke grad. The CEO of Puma athletic wear is a Roanoke grad. So just some fun little graduate facts.
So one fact about JMU is that we have a hallway joining 3 academic buildings together, which makes ISAT, which is one of our buildings, and it is actually one of the longest academic buildings on the East Coast. So that's another interesting fact. Another thing too is that we do have a railroad track that goes through campus. Sometimes that can be inconvenient if you're trying to get to class at a specific time because you just don't know when the train will come, but it's a fascinating sight to see. And yeah, that's just 2 quick fun facts about JMU.
I would say a fun fact about Regent is we were actually founded as a graduate school. So we have programs, like I said in our presentation, associate's degrees through PhD programs, including our law school on campus. And because of that, all of our dormitories are actually apartment style living. So you'll be equipped with a fully equipped kitchen. You don't have to share a bathroom with multiple girls or gentlemen. So a lot of people like that fact.
Fun fact, if you are a movie or TV show buff, Richmond has slowly become a popular area for a lot of shows to film in. So the spinoff of The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, had some segments that were shot in Richmond near VCU's campus. And most recently in January, a new Hulu show that has Michael Keaton in it was actually filming literally right across the street from our Office of Admissions. So if you want to be an extra in a TV show, it's starting to become easier to do that in Richmond.
Great, thank you. I always say the traditions, interesting fun facts, all the different pieces of each school makes it so unique. And so thank you guys for sharing. We do have a little bit more time for Q&A. So we're going to dig into another one here. And the question is, what is your number one question that you receive from students going through the college search process? What is the number one question that you receive from students going through the college search process?
Okay, the number one question that I get. Actually, this one makes me laugh, and maybe the other counselors will laugh at this one. So if you think back when we used to do college fairs, students would say, "Do you have a psychology program?" And I would say, "Yes, I do." And then they'd say, "Is it good?" And then I would say, Of course. So I always think that's funny because I know that you're trying to see like if a program is great, but I don't think any college is ever going to say, it's meh. It's not that great. I think we're all going to say it's wonderful. But I think instead of saying like, how's your psychology program? Because we're all going to say it's great. You might instead break it down and say, can you tell me about research opportunities in your psychology program? What about internship opportunities? Can you tell me about the background of some of the professors or what kinds of classes you offer? And so I think that is almost a better way of trying to dig into how strong the program is, what it offers. And you can also say, where do the graduates go to school? Do they end up in graduate school? They go off to employment? Where are they working? So that really, I think, helps dig into that question. So I've just made it so that you're now not going to be sort of when you come up to a college fair table or talk to a rep that you know the insider scoop. Don't just say like, how is your program? You can dig into that a little further with some of those other questions.
So I would say the number one question that we do receive is, like I said, we are geared toward undergraduate students, but also we want to make sure that you are set up after you're graduating too. So they ask, what resources do we have at JMU that can help me be successful? So one thing I mentioned is we have something called Jmu Handshake. It's a place where you can connect with other alum who are working across America, outside of America, wherever you want to be, to figure out what job or internship opportunities are available. We have a writing and math tutor center, which is available for students too. And we have a counseling center, which is very nice as well. And there's an Oasis room, which with massage chairs and all this other stuff too, that can help you just relax, decompress, not stress so much about the ways of life and things like that. So we get a lot of questions about that in terms of how can I, as a student, be successful at JMU, and what resources or opportunities are available for me to use? So that's one of my questions that we get.
I would say a question I get often is just, it's not a specific one, but it's just in regards to tuition, which is a great question to ask, the cost of tuition. But what I always love to remind students of is there are a lot of scholarship opportunities, and don't sell yourself short. Think of college as an investment in yourself and an investment into your future. It's going to be very rare that you're going to walk out of your 4 years with absolutely zero cost, because you're always going to have to eat, you're always going to have to pay for a ticket or something, whatever it is. But just think of it, you're investing into your future and you're allowing yourself that opportunity to achieve your academic goal. So it's important to ask the tuition questions, but don't ever let that influence a big decision if you really feel led to one school specifically.
One of the top questions I get a lot of is, do you all actually read my essay? And the answer is yes. I get a lot of students that ask, what should I put in my essay? What should I do? Should I have somebody review it? And the answer is yes. I think the sooner that you can write it, have somebody review it for you, give you feedback would be great. Especially VCU is a holistic review process. And so we really take into account every single part of your application. So your essay is prime real estate to share a little bit more about who you are with your application reader, maybe your passions, what you're excited about, any setbacks that you may have had in high school. Utilize that to your best. I see a lot of students that just put a couple lines here and it doesn't really help them. So I would definitely say, sit down, think about your story, what sets you apart, what would you want your application reader to know? The prompt I give students is, if you could sit in the room for 10 minutes and give your elevator pitch to your admissions counselor, what would it be? That is the perfect place to put that. So definitely take advantage of those essays.
And I couldn't agree more. I think oftentimes many students have so many questions. They're wondering if that's the only question, like if they are the only ones asking those questions. And so I always love to hear what is that number one question that you receive? And so thank you so much to our presenters. You guys did an amazing job with the Q&A. Always great to hear from your voice and just hear your answers and to be authentic with us. Again, thank you for sharing, and thank you to each of you for joining us. We now have reached the end of this session, but as we close, there'll be a very quick 4-question survey that will appear on your browser. If you don't mind taking a moment to fill that out for us, it'll be greatly appreciated. There are more sessions happening tonight, so feel free to sign up for more sessions where you registered for this one. And lastly, this recording will be available early next week. You can access all recordings at strivescan.com/FRH SD. Again, thank you all and have a great night.